It's there! Holy moly, this one's going to go big.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Deal or no deal, Bankers bonus, a full emptier. That is what we're going to have a look at in this video here. Now, I have already done one video about Bankers bonus from, God almighty, 3.5 years ago. Is it really that long? This is the whole thing where it fucks up and lets you get a £140 win off a single credit. So that video's been up on the channel for a while. I will link it into the video description for this one, but that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing on, it's the same ROM set, by the way. It's exactly the same layout and it's exactly the same ROM set, but this is an emptier. So whereas that 140 thing was like a weird little rip, what we've got here is the emptier. Now, I should state, by the way, that this is just on the ROMs that this layout was released with. Quite often with these things, like with the last video I did, the Psycho Cash Beats Club thing, it's where some older ROMs are turned up, we get them ripped from a real machine, someone finds some older ROMs somewhere, and the emptier works. However, on this one, if you have got this layout in your collection already, you've got the ROMs that this works on. This is just how it was on the released version of the layout. And basically what it is a bust pot emptier. So let's just explain what the bust pot is on these things. I think we're already familiar pretty well with the idea that machines maintain separate pots for different things, and over the years there have been all kinds of methods and emptiers and manipulators based on screwing around with those various pots. In the case of a lot of the deal or no deal games, they maintained a pot, so we're going to call here the bust pot. And that is what comes from that cash or bust button. Now, if you're familiar with these games, you'll know what that is. It's when you get on the feature, you're going around the board, you land on a question mark, and you think, oh God, it's going to kill me, it's going to give me a game over. I'll press the cash or bust button, and it'll dapple around, and then what you hope for is it'll give you a win, a high win, or a feature, or something like that, the deal or no deal game, even a streak. So it'll turn your kind of £3 win where you thought it was going to kill you on a mystery into something that's actually pretty decent. And what the game does is it maintains that bust pot separately from the happiness of the main machine, so that even if you're on a board or a machine in general that's pretty dead, so you're not going to get the deal or no deal game, you're not going to get the cash values or the features high up. If it feels like a bit of a hopeless board, you can press the cash or bust button for a little bit of literally just a death or glory moment, and sometimes it will hit something decent. And the key point there, of course, is that it can award something that's better than the current happiness of the machine. And I saw this in action once very, very clearly. I don't know how many years we're going back. I want to say it was 6 or 7 years ago, and it was in this pub here in Ramsey, in the Stanley Hotel, no longer a pub. It was a pub before COVID. Obviously, everything shut down during COVID, and then post-COVID, it's no longer a pub. The building is up for sale, and it is no longer a pub. So we are going back, like I said, I want to have a guess at 6 or 7 years, but they had in here a deal or no deal machine on a £70 jackpot. I'd love to be able to tell you what it was, but I can't remember. I genuinely cannot remember. They're all so much of a muchness, they kind of merge into one for me. We never had that many of them around here either, so I don't have any great memories of doing well on deal or no deal machines, apart from a desert island deal that we had in one place. So I cannot tell you what deal or no deal it was, but it was back when there was still just about a viable route. In my hometown of Ramsey, there was still enough £70 jackpot machines around to make it worth, on a day off, getting out in the afternoon and going out for a few beers and doing the machines. And I went into this place in, God, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, walked in there, and it was not my favourite landlord, because he was into the machines. I don't think he was a landlord. He was like a floating member of staff. I'd seen him in more than one pub in Ramsey. But as I went in there, like 1 in the afternoon on a weekday, he was behind the bar serving. I was like, oh, God, it's this fella. So I was like, all right there, can I get a pint of Ocals, please? And he's like, yeah. And the reason is because he knew me and I knew him. We both knew each other's faces. He knew that I was the fruit machine guy, and he was into the machines, and his friends were into the machines. And that is a really poisonous combination. I've talked about that before. The worst thing in the world is where the staff are into the machines and you're going in there. You're not doing anything dodgy. You know, it's not like you're fucking tooling or plugging the machines or anything like that. You're just there to play them, but you've got a little bit of a clue about what you're doing. But if the staff are into them, the person who's serving you is into the machine, they don't like you. It's as simple as that. So I tried to be as cheerful as I could. Pint of Ocals, please. Yeah, all right. Poured me a pint. In fairness, the beer in there was always good. So I got a nice pint of Ocals, went to the machine. It was just in that bar there. Put like 4 or 5 quid in, and it was playing like shit. After about 5 or 6 quid on 50p a go, I got the board, and it was one of those really, really obvious £3 block boards. You know, I think it can block at 2 quid when it wants to, but it was at 3 quid. Not this, but it wasn't a banker's bonus, but it was similar to this. You know, but it kind of fucks you around a bit on the board. It'll give you 2 phones. It'll give you like a couple of streak symbols, that kind of thing. But it's an obvious, it's gonna kill you before you've got £3. Landed on a question mark. And here's the thing, by the way, the guy was blatantly watching me from behind the bar. He was making a very, very half-hearted attempt to look like he was doing something, but as I glanced around to pick me pint up, it was so obvious that he was just watching me. So I thought, well, this is slightly uncomfortable, but not unexpected. There was nobody else in the pub. And I thought, I'm not going to fuck around on this. In a pub where I know the guy behind the bar is into the machine, and I also know his friends are into the machine, I'm not going to get too involved, and it's clearly a £3 block board. I'm just going to press the cash or bust button. I've got my phone. It's not like the old-fashioned days in the, late 90s, early 2000s, where there's nothing to do if you're not playing the machine. It was well into the era of smartphones, so I thought, no problem. I've got my beer. I can just sit down and pass the time on my phone before I move on. So 3 quid on the cash stack, landed on a question mark, pressed cash or bust. It went and landed on 40 quid. And I swear to God, I heard from behind the bar, I heard, the guy just stamps through to the other bar. And I'm like, well, that's pretty blatant. I mean, he was trying to pretend not to watch me. But he saw it hit 40 quid off a cash or bust. He grunted behind me and then moved through to the other bar. So I thought, that'll do for me. So I collected my 40 quid. That puts me, 36 quid up, something like that. Well, I was only 5 or 6 quid into it. So yeah, 35, maybe 34 quid up. I collected that out, just sat down right in that window there, just watched the world go by, finished me pint, and moved on. Now, the point of that fairly long-winded anecdote there is that there is a point to this bust pot. You can see why BFM put it in there. The idea is that it's something for a player to press, casual or otherwise, where if you're on no hoper of a board, you're not getting the DOND game, you've got a button that you can press that can award you a win, and it maintains some value separately from the normal game in that bust pot that the machine can pay something out of when it wouldn't otherwise do so. So what's going to happen, of course, is for every £1 that's put in, it's going to siphon off a little bit of value into that bust pot so that once in a while it can give, you'll know what cash out bust. Sometimes it'll just give like really shit like £1 there on the DOND game or a melons win for 3 quid. But once in a while it can surprise you and give you a decent win. Now, I've talked a lot about the bust pot there. There is a reason for that because it is absolutely pivotal to how this emptier works and how we are going to manipulate the fact that the bust pot exists and what it does, and that is going to be how we can empty this machine. And on that note, what I will say here is you can see the long-term stats on this machine up at the top. I did a RAM clear on this to get it from a complete blank slate. It's had £1,443 out from just £1,048 in. That's putting it on a payout of 137.69%, and this thing is set to 84%. So this thing is like paying out 53% more than it should do, and in this video we're going to take it higher than that. And actually, I've just rechecked my reference materials on this one. The guy who's told me about this doesn't particularly want to be name checked, but he knows who he is, so thank you very much for the information on this. There is just a bit of information that I've missed here. Apparently these were re-chipped, so both the 140 and what I'm going to show you in this video was chipped out, but even once it was fully chipped, the Cashpots always remained free. However, there is a little note here that it won't offer you the Cashpot in the game, but you can use the little swap box thing here to swap the Cashpot in and therefore get the free Cashpots out of the game, despite the fact that it won't offer you on the game. That's a little bit of an aside because we're not going to go into that in this video, but it's another indication when players talk about how Deal or No Deals are the best machines ever. Really what they're getting at is they were the most fuckable and vulnerable machines ever. That's kind of what I've realised over the last few years, particularly when they've been emulated and some of these methods have come out, because of course they were quite closely guarded secrets up until not that long ago, because there were still these things out in the wild, but it was because of the kind of complexity of the machines. These are quite complex compensated machines, and quite frankly my reading on them is that Bellfruit never got them properly under control, to the extent that they could be left a truly miserable experience for people who didn't know what they were doing. I know we had a couple of mega DONDs over here that somebody else was on top of. I remember going out for a night out in Laxey once, a works do out down in Laxey, which is, where is it? Not that it matters, but and I know enough now to know when a machine has been fucked. That's the thing. But back in the bad old days, of course, I had no idea. I didn't know that, you know, being able to do weird things to machines was even a thing. Let me just bring it up, because I do remember where we were. We could do a pub crawl around Laxey, and we had a works do, a pub crawl around Laxey, finished off in there in the Mines Tavern, and they had a mega DOND, and there was a couple of people I was out with. It was like, oh, let's put a few quid in the fruity, so we were splitting it three ways. And as we were playing this mega DOND, I was like, something has been done to this. It was the absolute epitome of a DOND game in a bad mood. No sniff of the game, no sniff of it going over £3 on the cash trails. The cash or bust was just always going to bust. And I'm like, something's been done to this. Let's just walk away and not play it. So you do have to be mindful of what was left for like everybody else. If you knew what you were doing on these things, I'm sure there was some decent cash to be played, but fundamentally having compensated machines that are so vulnerable to so many different ways of fucking with them, to my mind, is not a particularly healthy thing. Not that I am for 1 second taking the moral high ground here, because the second I start to get a clue in the £15 era, as I've talked about honestly on this channel, I was out doing them. So I'm claiming no moral superiority here, but I am saying that I don't think, frankly, manufacturers in general have ever really got on top of how to do compensated machines, and I don't think it's the worst thing in the world now that they're all going random. So, little rant out of the way. What is the actual emptier on this thing, and how are we going to do it? Well, it is all around the bus pot. Basically, the idea is that the simple concept on this is you get on the board, you get something decent that you want to bank. And you see there, that top button there, the bank it button. I'm just mousing over it. Get on the board, you get something bankable, preferably the double deal or no deal game when you get 4 phones, and then you bank it. Then when you land on a question mark, you hit cash or bust. You then want cash or bust to hit bust. And what happens when it busts off that, it then takes the thing that you banked out of the bust pot, and it doesn't come out of the current pot. It's almost a little bit conceptual like the Psycho Cash Beast Club Emptier that I did in the previous video, whereby you can keep the current game super happy. It will just keep dealing, it will keep offering you the deal or no deal game. You bank it, you cash or bust off a mystery, you hope that it hits bust, and then you get your banked double deal or no deal game. You do the best that you can off that. Then that win comes out of this completely fucked future bust pot. You go back to the current game, and the current game is still double deal or no deal happy, because the feature that you just had didn't come out of the current pot, and you don't care how fucked the future bust pot gets, because you don't care about getting anything out of that. You're kind of, it's like a loan that you will never pay back, or rather whichever poor sucker plays the machine after you will have to pay back. Now, that's not to say it will always make it easy. There are some boards where it just doesn't want to give you the bank it. You can get the bank it off the mystery when it slows down, but fundamentally you're only going to get the bank it off the bonus there. It can play the dick with you on the deal or no deal game again as well, even when you do get it banked. So I can say for certain that we're going to win on this. This machine here that's taken just over £1,000 and has paid out nearly 1,500 quid and is paying out at 137%. We are going to win on it, but it depends on how the deal or no deal game rolls for us as to how much we're going to win on it. If we get a good run on the deal or no deal games, we could win quite a lot here. If it plays the dick with us, not so much. So there is that slight random element there with the deal or no deal game itself, but every single time I have played this, I did a full RAM reset on it. Every single time I've played it since then, I have won on it, and I've increased the RTP in our favour. And that will be happening again. So I think that is enough waffle. Let's get into it. And we are going to go in on I'll just show you, by the way, the cash pots. This is from a complete RAM reset. So you can see there that the 25p cash pot is at its seed value of 5 quid. The 50p cash pot is at its seed value of tenner. And the £1 cash pot is at 70 quid. Now, you can sometimes get the cash pot whilst we're doing the method, and I did this is one thing I'll be honest with you about. I did deliberately not take the cash pot when I had chance to, because I wanted to go into this video with a £70 cash pot. But fundamentally, what we're going to do here is not going to change, and what we should find is that the machine will be, I was just about to say, it should be deal or no deal happy. Even though this machine is paying out 130 odd %, you can see there, first board, it's deal or no deal happy, and that is because every single penny that we're going to take out of this is going to come out of that future kind of loaned bust pot that we never have to pay back. Now, that was been really compliant there. It's offered us the bank it straight away. There will be some boards where you simply do not get offered bank it at all. I do not use message from the banker. The problem with message from the banker is it can tell you what cash or bust will be, and you don't want it to say cash or bust will be £2 or cash or bust will be £2.40. What we're going to do now, so you can see there, we've got the double deal or no deal game is ready. We're now going to press bank it, and we're going to bank the double deal or no deal games. That's now banked. What we're waiting for now is to land on a mystery. Sometimes you can get bank it again. We've got streak ready there. Sometimes you can land on bank it again, and you can, if you get like the super mega double deal or no deal feature, you can bank that subsequently, but we're probably going to hit a mystery first. See, there are. So what we're going to do now, so obviously this can kill us. We are now going to press cash or bust, and we want to hit bust There we are. Now we've hit bust. So that's worked fine. Well done. You banked deal or no deal. Now we get a double deal or no deal game. What we're going to pretend for this video, and I don't think this is too much of a stretch, is that I am a super duper player who can read his box. In the emulator, you just press tab. And you see there, so I've got a £35 box. We're off to a pretty good start. Now, like I say, good players learned their boxes. They could read the nibs on the reels and all that shit. So I don't think it's unreasonable for me to just use the little cheat in the emulator there. A player... Oh, fucking hell. Noel got fed up with me there. So we'll pretend we've got a good player at the helm here who's seen his box. He knows that he's got 35 quid in his box. We could still get a better offer than that, potentially, though. Depending on how it does the knockouts. It's not been great there. We can use message from the banker. But now to restart... I don't actually want to restart deal or no deal, because I'm happy with a £35 box.
No deal.
Oh, it didn't go for the 70-35 there. So what we're going to do is say no deal. We know that we've got £35 in there, because we're super good, and we can read our boxes. So we've now got 35 quid in the bank already. I will be honest with you, that went really well. It can play far more of a dick than that. Now the key point is, and this is the thing to understand here, is that that £35 just came out of the bust pot. It's another one of those things where, if you can believe this, somehow Bellfruit fucked this up. And they didn't take account for the fact that if you banked something in the game and then hit cash or bust, if it busted, what you got would come out of the bust pot, and it then doesn't regulate that means of getting cash out of the bust pot. The bust pot is there as a way of like compensating for shitty features where people just say, oh, bollocks to it, I'll have a cash or bust. It's not really there to be sort of pillaged on a regular basis as we're going to be doing here. So what we should find is very, very quickly, it will put us back into a deal or... So there we are. Now, if you know anything about the deal or no deals, you'll know that if you take a £35 box out of the deal or no deal game, you're not going to get straight back into a double deal or no deal on the very next board. So I think it's pretty obvious already that there's something fishy going on. The problem that we've got here is that we haven't got our bank it. So that's the thing that we need here. We need to land on the bone. Some boards it won't do it. That might kill us. That's fine. The hit rate is not bad. It's certainly good enough to make this a very, very viable emptier. There we are, and you can see there it's just dropping in the double deal or no deal game. I mean, if you got to one that was on its arse, you would have to get it happy enough to start giving you the double... Ideally, you want the double game, but the single game could do. I mean, it would be viable once it was single dealing. Basically, you want to just have something good that you can bank. That's the main thing. You want something decent that you can bank, take through to the cash or bust, and then hopefully, believe it or not, actually hopefully hit the bust. Now, I've got a swap there. Now, what I'm going to do here, even though that's a really shit number, I'm going to gamble on the 8, because more than anything, I want to get my bank it here. I mean, you can press, and I'll show you what happens. Now that didn't work too badly there, so that was not too bad. Once we're on the bonus, it can actually be worth pressing message from the banker. So that protects us from that gamble. And there we are. Now we can use the no lose high low, but just be careful using the message from the banker when you're elsewhere, because it can tell you what the cash or bust will be. And you don't want to get a message cash or bust will be £2, because you then know that your cash or bust isn't going to be a bust. So we're going to bank the double deal or no deal game once again. You can, by the way, bank Super Streak. However, what I found, so we use our cash or bust, is that Super Streak, by the way, bottoms out at 15 quid. So there we are, it's bust again. Now this is the thing, most of the time it will bust, because the bust pot is completely smashed. Because the machine kind of knows that these wins are coming out the bust pot. Our box is 20p. So that actually works in our favour because the bust pot has got no value in it. The machine wants to hit bust, but we actually want to do that because the machine is so stupid that it will also pay that value out of the bust pot. I might deal on that. The problem is, if I do a no deal and it takes away the 70 box, if I do a no deal, we know the box is 20p. If it keeps... Oh, God, shall we have a go on then? We'll have a fucking punt. Oh, it worked! Okay, there we are, we'll deal. We'll deal 30 quid. So there we are, 30 quid. We've got a bank of 65. Oh, and it's repeated, you stupid fucking thing. Oh, my God. Honestly, folks, if you ever played a deal or no deal machine and wondered why you were getting absolutely fucking rod, it's shit straight back in, next spin, deal or no deal, it's shit like this. I was absolutely convinced, and there was your fella on a bucket, his channel's gone now. I don't entirely know why, but he talked a lot about these machines, but for my money, Bellfruit just never got these things under control at all. They never had them right, and I think there's a reason that the players fondly say, oh, deal or no deal, best machines ever. What they mean is, let's be honest about this, most fuckable machines ever, leaving nothing for anyone who didn't know what they were doing. It's actually playing quite nicely here and letting me get, so there we are, we'll bank it again, we'll bank our deal or no deal, then we'll hit cash or bust.
Are you feeling stressed?
So once in a while though, it will surprise you and it will actually hit a cash value. Oh my God, it's just hit the fucking cash pot. As I was saying, once in a while it will surprise you and give you, God knows what's going in the code or going on in the code here. So let's have a look at our stat. What are the scores? Georgie does. I'd say 24 quid in for a £165 bank. And remember, folks, it's not like let's deal or no deal next spin. It's not like I've got this machine fattened up, ready to go. It was 50% over percentage when I started, and it is still gagging to pay. It's utterly bizarre. It's completely ridiculous. It is frankly completely shit. Now we can use our bank it straight away. I could just bank a single game here, and sometimes it will go straight to a question mark. What I'll do here, what I'll show you, I'll actually bank Super Streak here. I'll bank Super Streak, and then we'll see if we can get that. If we can get a super mega deal or no deal, I'll, because you can bank whatever you want, it doesn't just have to be the deal or no deal game. So you can try and climb these things up if you want to. Is there isn't. Ooh. 4 nudges away. So now we'll do cash or bust. We'll get Super Streak if it busts. Just gave us the Cashpot, so yeah, I would expect it to bust. And this now comes out of this bust pot, this future bust pot. It'll probably do 15 quid, I think. So there's 4. Oh my God, there's 19. There's 20. Yeah, 15 or 20 are the values that it tends to prefer. Once you've started doing this quite a bit, look at this. This is fucking ridiculous. This is just going straight in. It's giving the game again. And this is not a machine, I cannot stress enough. This is the exact opposite of a machine that I've deliberately got into a super happy mood. This is a machine that I have been fucking around with ever since a factory reset. And yet it is still gagging to pay out money because everything that I have collected is coming out of that bust pot and it's not paying anything out of the current happiness pot. So we can bank Super Streak again, we can bank the game. Shall we bank the game? Let's do that. Oh, 20 quid there. Oh, so we'll cash your bust. Once in a while it will foot me like a 2 quid or something. Oh, there, red 15 quid. We'll Why the bus pot still has any value in it, by the way, I do not know. It would seem to me that the bust pot should be absolutely and completely fucked and doesn't have a single penny in it. But for some reason, I don't quite know why, it does. Maybe there is like a semi-random element in the code that says, you know, for every X number of cash or busts, award a bit of something. The other thing that it will do randomly, by the way, it'll just start to clam up a little bit. And it'll want a few quid for a feature. But you can see here, we've got a Super Street being offered there.
From the banker. Unlucky.
That might be a game over. But it's easy enough to see here what the principle is. So what I'm going to do now is let's just collect that 200 quid out. And once I've finished collecting that 200 quid, let's look where the long-term stats are on this machine. Okay, so here is the bank, nearly out. That was a pretty good session there. £200 out, £44 in. Long term now, we've got 150%. So I think you can see pretty clearly there. Current session stats, 200 out, 44 in. Long term stats, 1,642 out, 1,092 in. And the thing is, we can just carry on, which I will do here. We should be back onto the deal or no deal pretty quickly. There we are, 3 holds for deal or no deal. So, like I say, even if you've got a passing acquaintance with the deal or no deal games, not this one in particular, just in general, you will know that there's something really, really screwy going on here. I might just risk a higher than a 6. There we are, it worked, because it will win it sometimes. And what I want, there you are, that's the key thing. I want to get the banker. I might just bank the single game at this point. Some boards it just doesn't want to give you more than that. If we can get, I mean, Super Streak is always an option, because Super Streak is 15 quid.
Hello.
There, see, it has given a banker again, so I can bank on top of the existing banker. So I could actually bank now, and I will. I don't think it's recommended, to be honest with you, because Super Street just bottoms out. Once you've done it a little bit, it bottoms out at 15 quid, so we'll cash or bust it. Oh, there, it has actually done one of the shitty ones that just comes round from time to time. It has done one of the shitty ones. Oh, dear. Well, but were you pay? I wasn't actually paying too much attention to that then. I think it was that, wasn't it? We'll go with it, because it is still coming out the bus pot, irrespective of the fact that it's not going to be much. It is still coming out the bus pot. So, did I? Oh fuck! Sorry, I wasn't actually. Wasn't paying too much attention to that. It doesn't really matter, because that is not the main attraction here. The thing that we're really after is getting that deal or no deal game. Getting that deal or no deal game banked. That's where the wins are going to come from on this. So, once in a while it does this, where it'll just want to take a few... I didn't hold the phone there. Where it'll just want a few quid to go back into the game, but it will do it before too long. There we are. Just drops it in naturally.
Deal or no deal.
And let's go. Oh, we are on our current stats. I'll leave the current stats up at the top here. And you will just get boards, by the way, where it doesn't want to give you the bonus. It's actually behaving, I've got to be honest with you, it's behaving quite nicely here. See there, I'm just mashing now, I'm trying to get maximum numbers of shots. I've got a no lose high low, so I go lower than the 2. I just want to get the bank it. There it is. There we are, we'll bank our double deal or no deal.
Hello.
So we've got another bank it. If we get something better, we have got another bank it, but we'll cash or bust. That should be a bust now, I would hope. Yeah, there we are, because we've got a little bit. We've got one of the shit ones, and now we have banked deal or no deal.
Your box is hidden behind the mirror.
Well, kind of hidden. No. Oh, we got a tenner. We got a tenner in our box. That's not too bad. We've got a message from the banker which can improve the offer and shit like that. I haven't quite worked out when the best time to... We've got that 1p is fucking... I'm going to try one more no deal. Oh, it knocked out the... And the Cashpot is shit as well. That's the problem. Press hold 1 now to increase the banker's offer. Go on then, let's do that. Because we might get a decent offer on... What, 13 quid? 14 quid maybe? Yeah. I'll bank the 14 quid. Then we'll no deal.
I wonder how the banker is going to react.
So what we can do now is no deal.
Open the box, please.
And then it should give us our banked win, which is like a double banked win. That was still within the banked win scenario, so that should come out of the
How'd you feel?
the future busted pot. We'll collect that out. I mean, I would say honestly that you've seen enough already to know that this is an empty. It did surprise me of how bad this one is in terms of... The other thing is, by the way, is that you want to be killing it off, because the thing is that we've got a pretty happy kind of like base game here. Our current game is in a fairly good mood. So what we want to do, if you were doing the real thing, you would want to take that value out of the machine before you go. A little bit like Psycho Cash Beast Club, where you take a win out of the current pot before you moved on. In fairness, I mean, I just want to show you here that it is being very nice in giving me the banquet. You will sometimes get a run, and like this here, where it just won't give you a chance to get the banquet. And on a bad run, it can start to get a little bit painful. And that's where your sessions that aren't that profitable will happen, whereby it's not giving you the banquet readily, or you'll get a sort of a suboptimal run on the deal or no deal game. Oh, how did you fucking hell? Oh, it didn't matter. Deal or no deal wasn't on. And once in a while, it does this as well, where it'll just want a few quid to get the deal or no deal back open. Let's just see what it wants to do here. I shouldn't really gambled on that. We're not landing on bonus here. We haven't got our deal or no deal. That'll kill us.
Bad news.
Game over. I mean, it's possible, I guess, that thing where I'm doing the banquet within the banquet takes some value out of it, because that does slightly seem to have happened here now, where the current game has got a little bit less happy, but it usually doesn't take too long to come back on tune. See, we're not interested in that because, ooh, a little bit of liveliness there, but we haven't got our banquet. That'll kill us. Because remember, it's all about getting that banquet and then using cash or bust. So we can go higher on that too when it comes back round to bonus. Good number. We've got a swap. There's banquet, but we haven't... I will risk another gamble on that, so you can get a skill stop or something to get on the phone. We'll go back to bonus there. It doesn't actually seem to want to activate the game here, does it? That's got a sniff of a £3 board about it, hasn't it?
Are you feeling stressed? This is horrible.
So, oh, fair enough. We had nothing decent to bank there. There we are. Back on song now. Didn't take it long. But we still need to land on our... We still need to get our banquet, so landing on the bonus is the main way that's going to happen.
Hello.
There we are. Ooh, I'm going to go on the 6. I'm going to go on the 6.
Hello.
Let me get away with it, and there's the banquet. You know what? I will actually bank, because it's gone a little bit mean. I will bank the single game there.
Hello.
We've got another banquet, so if we activate the double game, that's fine. We can then go for that.
Unlucky.
Ooh, we're not going to fuck about. We'll go cash or bust. So we've got a single game. That's fine. Again, it's going to come out of the long-term bust pot if it goes in. And our box is 50p. Right, we've got to be careful here. We want to take a decent offer. We have got... Let's just do a 1. 70 box is still there. Oh, shall we risk one more? See if it keeps the 70 there. Oh, no. 70's gone. 70's gone. Fuck it. Bollocks. I shouldn't. To remove some blue. Oh, by the way, the values, the red and the blue are the wrong way round. That is how they were on the flyer. It is not an error on the layout. I should say by this is a Reg layout. Reg released this one over at Desert Island Fruits. And he was saying, someone pointed out that the values on the DOND game, we don't want to swap our box, by the way, because we've got a banked 9 quid there. And Reg was saying that this was accurate to the flyer. It will give us the banked 9 quid there. Happens quite a lot that where the flyer is wrong. Like obviously the flyer gets made before the machine is actually released, so when it says remove blue values, it will actually remove red values, or if it says your box is a red value, your box is actually a blue value, that kind of thing. So just something to be aware of.
We're one away from the... Hello.
There's the banquet, so we... Oh, no. Is that going to kill me? No, it's not. Ooh.
It's not going well.
Yeah. Does seem to have gone off a bit. I have wondered about this. If when you do a banquet within a feature, if it comes out of if that then slightly affects the current happiness of the machine, I'm not sure. Haven't quite worked that out. Still, it's still mind you. Then again, having said that, you see there, it's going straight in on the Super Street. We're going to go lower on that. Come on, lower on that. We want our bank. There's our banquet. So I'm going to bank Super Streak because we haven't got the double game now, and it can give us banquet again. We'll cash or bust on that. There, so we'll get a Super Streak. It will almost certainly be £15 or £20. But that's potentially better than you can get on the games. Let's see what it wants to give us on Super Streak. If I had to have a little punt on this, I'd say it'll be 15 quid. Maybe 20 at a stretch. I think that'll be it. Yep, there we are. And it never... I shouldn't say this before I put another credit in. But once you start doing this, it never seems to go again. Yeah, you know how it will take, even on the streak and the super streak, it'll take a credit and go for like another 10 or another 15 quid. Once you start doing... I don't know why I held that, by the way. It never seems to do that. So your super streak essentially is just 15 or 20 quid. Is there anything there? Collect, yeah, okay. I am wondering if I've done something to slightly take the edge off the happiness off the current game here. There's our deal. It doesn't quite seem too ready to give us the double game, does it? There's our... Oh, you know what? I'm going to risk... We could use our message center. There's the problem. You see there with using the message from the banker? So now I've got the banker. That's why. So that's a good example of why not to... Because the thing is, I can bank this now. I banked a street by accident anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the problem now is it's told me. It's told me what cash or bust is going to be, and that seems to be the issue with this. You'd think message from the banker, you'd take it, but now we know that it's not going to be a bust, and that is why I would recommend staying away. Unless we can get it to say cash or bust will be bust.
From the banker.
Collect the red. So I stopped doing message from the bankers for precisely that reason. It seems to love just saying cash or bust will be 3 quid or cash or bust will be turbo cash. So the problem now is that if we press cash or bust, it actually does it out of... There we are. It actually does it out of the... And the problem there, of course, you can gamble this to like... Although... Should gamble straight down, shouldn't it? There we are. Yeah, gamble to lose.
This is horrible.
Now, oh, you know what? How does that work now? Because I banked... I don't actually know what the scenario is there with that bank streak. But the point remains that the issue there is that you don't want to be... to my mind, at least, you don't want to be using message from the banker precisely because it has a very common habit of telling you that cash or bust is going to be something shit, and what you actually want cash or bust to do is hit the bust. And my experience with this is that it's far more likely to hit the bust if you don't get the message from the banker telling you what else, something else that it's gonna be. You can see here, it's still readily dealing. Ooh, I don't feel good about that one though. I mean, let's just go to, oh, yep, straight into deal or no deal. See there, I've changed the short-term stats, so we're 140 quid up on this. We've got double knee, that would be a nice gamble to go lower. Ooh, good chance here, come on, lower than the 10. Extra life, that's fine, we can gamble again. Bonus nudges, just give me a fucking bank it, you fucker. Extra phone, no. No lose high-low. See, we're just mashing the bonus here to try and get that bank it. That's lost. Sometimes it can want, you can see here. Oh, look at that. That was being a real twat there. But that should go pretty much straight back in. Should be very ready to do the box. Oh, no. Okay. You shouldn't have to wait too many quid for a feature. He says, as it wants a few quid for a feature. Oh, it does seem to. We've got to randomly kind of do this. Where for no apparent reason it'll decide it wants a tenner for a feature. Even though it is deal or no deal happy. So there's our double game. Now, oh there. Great.
Hello.
Oh, not extra fun. We want bank it. We want bank it. No.
Hello.
Bank it, bank it, bank it, you fudger. Extra life, that's good. Safety net has gone. Yes, we know. Oh, God, you know what? I actually pressed the wrong button then, sorry. Not helping myself there. That was my mistake. I should have gambled on that. There we are. There we are, it's given us the bank it. Right. So we'll bank our game. And then when we land on,
Unlucky.
we'll do cash or bust, and hopefully it will hit bust. There we are. So now we've got our deal or no deal game coming out of the future bust it pot.
Box is hidden behind the mirror.
And what you'll find, by the way, oh, 1p. It will put in the £70 box. That's where your kind of profits come from on this, when it puts the 70 or the 35 in. Oh, that's a bad knockout there. Ugh. We may have to just, because that offer could get a lot worse, couldn't it? Should we go, what, it keeps the 20 there? No, it's not the 20 out. We've got the 20 on that, so, oh, fuck it, we've got to just hope it keeps the 20 there. Which it hasn't. Oh, that was, I've probably fucked that one up, to be honest. That was really shit. Maybe we'll get some repeat. Let's see.
The next one.
Oh. So we're out. That tells me that there won't be any more repeats.
Oh, how'd you feel?
So what we need now is a decent box. You can see our profit here. We've got a really strong start.
Hello.
Our profit, got to slow down there, by the way. Our profit's actually going off a little bit, which is represented by the fact that we're not having a great run on the game. So it is slightly dependent on that. You do need to get a decent run on the game.
It's not going.
Oh! Lose a phone. I've got a streak I can bank there. I'd rather not, though. I probably should have done, though. Oh, no, boost. Oh, you know what? I'm going to bank streak. Oh, no, we've got... you see there? There, we've got 15 quid off nearest bars, which upgrades. Oh, look at that. Fucking shot me load there. I should have held on because it's given us the double game. But we can still land on another bonus and get the bank it, though. I got a little bit afraid there, and I banked something a bit shit. Oh, we could get lucky here, though. Activate bank it. There we are. So get rid of that 15 quid and we'll bank the double deal or no deal game. It's gone straight to a question mark. Do a cash or bust, and our survey said bust. Good. Obviously we've taken the cash pot now, which lowers the value of the offers where the cash pot is still in, and of course makes the cash pot £8, makes the cash pot less valuable itself.
No deal.
We've still got the 70 box there. I don't know when the best point is to actually use that. We've still got the 70 box there. Our offer on the left should be okay. Ooh, what do you reckon? That's going to make a reasonable offer, isn't it? Oh, what do you reckon? Deal on that, 18 quid. We could deal on 18 quid or risk another.
No deal.
Oh, no, I didn't get away with it. I didn't get away with it. Stupid Degsy. Oh, that would, you know what? Well, that was fucking 11 quid. That was my fault. Should have dealed on 18 quid there.
Oh, how'd you feel?
So there is still even there's still something that even I can find to fuck up here. So you can see that there is still a little bit of finesse, a little bit of style involved in how you want to do your games. But it shouldn't really... There we are, let the spins for the deal or no deal game. And do just keep an eye on the stats here. This is a machine that should be, if it had any fucking idea what was going on, this is a machine that would be clawing money back. It wouldn't be throwing the game at us like it is here. We've got a high-low shuffle there. Oh, no loose high-low. That's perfect. Oh, extra 8. I'm going to go with it on an 8. The most valuable thing here is to get the bank hit. Didn't get away with it. There's no guarantee that it will land back on it.
Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal? I mean, oh, I should have gone high-low there. What you'll find, by the way, is that if you plug away at it for a while, eventually it's going to put like a £70 box in for you because of the kind of pseudo-random nature. Because it isn't protecting the game here. Because the current pot is happy. It doesn't think it's paying these wins out of the current pot. And because of that kind of... I don't know how random or semi-random the deal or no deal game is. What you'll find is that it will... You're going to get a big box. You're going to hopefully get a 70 box at some point. And of course, when you're already up... Because I mean, I'm already like 130 quid up on it. You only need then a £170 box. And it's payday, basically. Oh, no. See here, we're just having a little bit of a bad run on it not wanting to let me get the bank hit. So you can see how that works. When it wants it, sometimes it will just be a little bit of a twat about giving you the bank hit. But I don't know, I'm going to hold after nudges after bells there. The other thing that it will do, by the way, is because the current game is getting happier, it will eventually just climb out to the jackpot. Whether or not on the real thing, you had to be careful about that. Because obviously you don't necessarily want to get a jackpot out of it super early. I'm going to line back on bonus there, by the way. Because if you take a jackpot, that will just come. I'm going to go lower than that. Fuck. If you take a jackpot like in normal play, it will just come straight out of the current pot. So you don't want to do that because that will... And until you've kind of got the money out of the bust pot that you want. Because that will come out the current pot and completely kill it off. I did do that deliberately a couple of times whilst I was doing my practice on this. This is a good example though. If you look at my profit here, it is going down. My profit is going down here because it's... And this is part of the reason why I've carried on going here, because we got off to be honest with you, we got off to a very good start that wasn't representative of how it can play. This is a little bit more like, it's a little bit up and down normally. I'm going to go for it on that 6. Oh, didn't get away with it. It is entirely possible here that I'm making tactical errors, that the guy who told me this did not give me a huge amount of detail, and I've kind of gone away and just played it for myself and tried to work out the best way to play it that I can, which by my own admission is not necessarily optimal. So if you are seeing things that I'm doing wrong here, yes, that would not particularly surprise me. Oh, there we go. We've got super duper mega deal or no deal happy. We'll bank that if we can.
Hello.
Oh, there's our bank it. Okay, so we're going to bank that. We're going to bank that. You can see there the machine is getting happier. Trail dash. Oh, we are going to hit a...
From the banker.
This is the thing. It will get to a point, though, where it's happy enough to just boost you up to the jackpot, which... On the real thing, you would not want to do until you were happy that, you know, you'd taken everything out of it that you wanted to.
Thank you.
Because that's going to kill it off. Oh, you can see there, it's climbing. It's got a little cash or bust that. We'll cash or bust that. There we are. So we've got the super duper mega deal or no deal game off our bank it. So this is where it adds both offers together, of course. Let's have a sneaky look. Oh, our box is £4. So we have got a bank it, and we've got a message from the banker. Let's go. Oh, the 70 box is gone. The cash, so we've got 70. Oh, your box can... Now, when it says a blue value, it actually means a red value because it's reversed. I did say that. It's reversed on the flyers. Well, you know what? We'll bank that. Then we'll do a no deal. See if we can... Oh, see there. So the 70 box has gone.
No deal.
And the third, there we are. So we've banked. See, now I think we don't want to swap our box. It doesn't matter really because our bank to value is 29 quid there.
Open the box, please.
And it will now give us. I think this double banking works. I don't know. I'm half thinking that because it did seem to knock it back a little bit the last time I did it.
Oh, how'd you feel?
Let's just see if it's readily dealing again. Or does it actually realise that that's... No, it's gone straight back in. So maybe that was just a coincidence before that. It is something that I've wondered about. But we've got the game has been offered immediately afterwards. So then we're straight back into the double game. So we just need to land... Oh, there we are. We just need to land on the bonus now.
From the banker.
We're not going to take the message from the banker.
Hello.
Oh, perfect. There's our bank it. So we'll bank our double game. There we are. We've got another bank it in reserve now. So if we can upgrade the game again, we'll go back to bonus in case we can get an extra phone. Got an extra life.
Give it a go.
If we can get an extra phone, that would be good.
It's not going well.
There we are. So we've got an extra life. It will just tip over at some point.
Give it a go.
It will just tip over into a jackpot, by the way. So we need to be careful. Well, that'll do at this point because we're already well up. There we are. So we've got a double deal or no deal off the bank it.
Your box is hidden
Just put a
behind the
big
mirror.
box in. That's what we kind of... Oh, 35. I was just about to say. That's what we're missing here. Is a decent box. It hasn't put a decent box in for a while. But it's put a 35 in there.
No deal.
So unless we get a 70-35 finish, it's not really going to get much better than that, is it?
No deal.
He wants.
Let's just see if we can increase the offer there with the... I don't... You know what? I'm going to say no. I'm going to take the £35 box there because it's a bit of a push to get better than 35 quid, isn't it? So let's collect that out and see where we're up to. So you can see there, look at the top, we're £173 up. But we can carry on going. We can keep going with this. And then the final thing that we can do is take the happiness out of the current pot. So we've got a pretty straightforward, just kind of like 40-ish quid out of the current pot when we want to take it. As a final kind of hurrah. So we could probably already get like £200, or the better part of £200 profit out of this fairly easily. Does seem a little... There we are. It just seems to want... It's really weird. It just seems to want sometimes a few quid just to go back in the game. Oh, my party meant to hit multi-ad there, so let's do that. So we have got our single. We've got a Super Street there. We do need to hit the bonus though. Ooh, well, not much we can do about that. Because we had nothing banked. Let's just see if we can get it up to. I'll tell you what I'll set as my target here. Let's get it up to £200 profit. There we are, there's our deal or no deal. I mean, hopefully you've seen enough now to be kind of convinced that we are talking about a full empty here. I'm not necessarily... Oh, thought I'd go for the gamble there. Not necessarily claiming that I'm doing it perfectly, but the stats do not lie. This machine was well over percentage when I started, and it is getting more over percentage as I'm playing.
Hello.
That's a nice... That 11, by the way, is the Rick that you really want to see.
Hello.
Off the first spin, we've got a no-lose high-low, so we can go again.
Hello.
Extra life is perfect, because that gives us more. Just give us the fucking bank it. There's the bank it. So we do one. I'll go lower again in case we can get a fucking...
Safety net has
If
gone.
we can get an extra phone off it. Oh, no, that was... I wasn't expecting it to kill me on that 2 there. Gotta be honest, that was... Well, okay, fine. I could have banked the single game there, so that was slightly reckless. Although you could make the argument, and you know, if you're doing this for real, and it's like just a matter of time, you could just get another pint and say, I don't care, I'm going to empty it eventually anyway. There we are. Oh, not quite the 3 phones on the win line.
Deal or no deal.
Well, we will gamble on that. There's the super.
From the banker.
I mean, it's at the point here where if it tips over
Hello.
into a natural jackpot,
Hello.
I would
Give it a go.
possibly just go for it, to be honest, because that would be like 200 quid up. Skill stop will just land back on. He said as he actually... That was shocking. I do apologise. There we are. Oh no, we've got to gamble on the 6 now. Oh, there we are. Let me do it. No lose high-low.
Give it a go.
See, I guess it's another one of those where it doesn't see the risk. It doesn't see the danger in what it's doing here in letting us get these games banked. So let's just hope for bust off this. We want to see a bust. There we are. So we've got a double deal or no deal banked. Down. What's our box? Give us a 70. Oh, it's Cashpot. It's Cashpot, but the Cashpot's only 38. I mean, that's not bad.
No deal.
No deal.
I wonder how.
So it's not. There's just no way we can get a bigger offer than 38, is it? We may as well when we get down to. I mean, I can't imagine the message from the bank can't do anything here, can it? Now no, I don't want to restart. Just do no deal.
No
That's
deal.
38, isn't it? And I don't want to swap the box because we know it's the Cashpot in there. So we'll have that. We'll have 38 quid. We'll keep our box. Not too shabby. That's not bad. In fairness, that's not bad. A third. I mean, it's of the boxes there, only the 70 is actually better as a straight box. So we'll keep pushing on here for the £200 profit. And let's just quickly switch back here, by the way, to the long-term stats. 145%. And as the player, we're now £567 up on this. So there is no question about the validity of this as a genuine emptier, which apparently Bellfruit did chip eventually. They finally got on top of this this blunder, this mistake that they made. I just wonder how many people got utterly and completely annihilated by these things, not quite understanding or comprehending their inverted commas bad luck. Oh, we've got a streak we can bank there. We've got It doesn't have to be, this is the thing by the way, it doesn't have to be the game. We could just bank 15 quid there. If we think it's going to hit a question mark, we can bank 15 quid. Oh! Oh, there we are. So we can do cash or bust on that. Same principle applies. Oh, cash. Oh, God, this is the super. Here we are. Hang on. Oh, that was pretty quick.
Oh, how'd you feel?
I've never managed better than a tenner off that, to be honest with you. So, off we go again. Oh, it's not going to give us the fucking bells, is it? Oh, death. I sense death in the air there. I need another... So there we are. I'm 172 up. There we are, 172. I'm going to push it out to 200. That's my target for this. And this video, by the way, has been pretty much in real time as well. So I've been playing this for what? 'Cause I fucking waffled on for loads to start with. I've been playing this for what? About 45 minutes, something like that. And I'm going to be taking like 200 quid out of it. That's not a bad rate of pay, is it? You know, like 200 quid for less than an hour's work. I'd take that. So, I cannot stress enough, this was a machine that was already way over percentage when I started playing. We'll go for the game there. We'll bank the game. And doesn't really matter, do we? We want more nudges there. If we can get the super duper mega deal or no deal game, I suppose we will do. Cash or bust. There we are. Yeah, you see there the bust pot. Outside of those once in a whiles where it will give you something, most of the time, once you've completely smashed the bust pot, a £3 box by the way, once you've completely smashed the bust pot, it will gravitate towards just hitting bust because there is no value in that pot. So it's like works in your favour. The method actually works in your favour. I'm almost tempted. Because it was 3 quid, wasn't it? Yeah, so... But now to restart feature. That's not a bad offer though, is it? Or shall we restart then? Go on, let's restart. Oh! 10p boxes got worse.
No deal.
Okay. I was kind of a little bit in two minds there whether or not to take that offer. I'll keep that 70 box there. I might deal on that. I might just deal on that. That's 14 quid. You could have taken the risk there on it keeping the 70 box for a final 2 box dapple, but I'm just focused now on trying to get to £200 profit. Let's see how we go. Yeah, see, just wants to do this once in a while. Just seems to want a few quid to get on the board. But we'll probably find, once it puts us in, we should find that the game will be open again. And, oh, I thought that would be on there. I mean, if it tips over, I would take a natural jackpot at this point. And it will happen, I've seen it happen, that the machine will get to a certain point of happiness where it's just going to kick in a natural jackpot and that would put us way over the top. There's our bank it. You can see there, by the way, I'm just mashing that bonus as much as I can because that's where the bank it tends to come from. You can get it off the mystery occasionally, but in the main it's going to come off your bonus here, so you just want to be... getting as much... yeah, you know, I don't know if to go 15... I'm going to bank something in case it goes to a mystery. I'll bank a single game. Okay, we're going to have to take it there. We've got a mystery. It has gone to bust, which is good, but we've only got a single game for this one.
Your box is hidden behind the
box
mirror.
is indeed hidden behind the mirror. What have you got for me, Noel? 6 quid.
No deal.
Fortunately, I'm brilliant at reading boxes. I can see 6 quid. Keep that 70 there. What do you reckon? One more? £10.83? Oh, there goes the 70, you fucker.
No deal.
Oh, bit of a shitty one there. There's no point swapping the box. That does occasionally come in useful though, by the way, that swap box. Obviously, if you know what's in your box, you can get a cheeky little swap in for something far better. So not a great one there. And that's part of the reason. This got off to a blindingly good start. And that is actually part of the reason that I've persisted with it, is just to show you that that was not entirely representative of how this thing goes. It can make it far more of a tussle than it came over as to start with. Hence, like I said, that's part of the reason I've stuck with this. But again, if you're going to have as much as anything that is with these videos is just you know, have a go with it yourself, have a play with it yourself. If you've got a history with fruit machines, the hope on my part is that you will find this stuff really interesting. If you were doing this or if you weren't doing this, I mean, I didn't have any of these round here, I didn't know about it, but to see this thing actually working in the emulator has been really, really interesting. So I do want to try and give a fairish representation of how these things behave, which I also did in the previous Club Psycho Cash Beast video, which is why I left in all those features which were just complete no-hopers, where it was really frustrating me. That was part of the point of that, and it has just gone on a little bit of a dead patch here, hasn't it? This does happen. It can be ebb and flow a little bit. And you will sometimes get a really bad run on just not hitting the bonus is the other problem, which is your main source of getting the bank. That's going to be game over, isn't it? Oh, there we are. He says, I won't say no, and there we are. Just a rare instance there of getting the bank off a mystery. Can do it. Doesn't happen very often, but it can do it. And we'll do a cash or bust off that. Oh, 5. We don't really want that, you fudger. Bust pot apparently there just had a little bit of value in it. And it wanted to give us a 5er. Will happen from time to time. You just seem to have to put up with it. I can't see any way to avoid that particularly. I'm missing the... There we are. Bang! I'm missing the banquet here. I'm going to go with the 8.
Hello.
There we are. They just does sometimes work. I think for my money, it's better to have a shot at it than not have a shot at it. And it will sometimes win just on those complete shit numbers.
It's not going
And
well.
we'll cash or bust. That should now bust because it gave us a value off the last one. There we are. Just profits just dipped under
Your box is hidden
150. We only need that. We need that. Oh, Cashpot again. Let's fucking put Cashpot again. Cashpot shit. It's on 25 quid. Oh, when's the best time to use message from the banker, do you think?
No deal.
Oh, the 70. Oh, that's a big offer on that side, surely. Oh, 22.90. I don't think I want to restart that. And if we get really lucky, it might leave the 70 in the cash pot. And which it has. You'd love a swap. You'd love a swap there. A swap box would have been nice there.
Oh, how'd you feel?
Swap box would have been nice at that point, but we didn't have one. So there we are. You can see there is a little bit of an element of just having to go in and go in again, and you need to get those good boxes on the features. That's going to put me very close to my 200 quid target. There's two things going on. You need to be able to get the bankets, you need to be able to get the busts off the cash or bust, and you just need a nice little 197 profit. You just need to get some luck with the boxes as well. But because frankly you're playing a machine that has got a huge advantage in your favour in terms of percentage, it's kind of just a matter of time. You are going to get there if you plug away at it long enough. And I have not been playing this for even an hour yet. I'm hoping to get £200 profit in an hour of play. And who wouldn't take that? 200 quid for an hour. That's not bad going. So we just need 1 or 2 more. We haven't had a 70 box. That's the only thing we've been missing, is a 70 box. It will put it in there sometimes. You will get a 70 box. I want to go lower than the 8. Got away with it. No lose high, low. Go with that again. Activate bank it. There it is now. Do I want to just bank the single game? I could bank a super streak. I could bank a super streak here. I'll risk 1. Oh no, you fucking stupid. Oh, you.
Bad news.
God, oh, that was. Ah, dear, dear, dear. That was pure greed on my part there. Doesn't kind of matter, because you can see there it's going to go straight back in, but should have banked something there. Should have banked something.
Hello.
Extra phone. No lose high low. Perfect. And as you can see, it's like it just keeps giving us the things that we want, which is, there you go, just multiple shots at that bonus there to give us the fucking the banquet that we need for this thing to work. It's just the code is completely blind to what it is. There's just no checks and balances here. Back, we'll do a cash or bust. There's just nothing in this code that's saying, hang on folks, you're like 75% over percentage. You not think you should just keep giving double? Do you think you should keep giving deal or no deal games? So we've got a £20 box. That's not too bad. See what we can get in terms of our offers.
No deal.
70's still there on the left hand side. I'll go 1 more. We've got a load of shit in there actually. So ooh. It's still not better than the actual box, is it? I don't think. I think I'm probably just going to
no deal.
On the off chance. No, I'll just no deal that. I'll take a 20 box.
No deal.
Open the box, please.
20 quid. There we are. That's fine.
Oh,
No repeat. I think we're actually there, folks. In fact, if I collect that out, that will be mission accomplished, won't it? There we are. So I've been playing for just about bang on 1 hour, and I have made £201 profit off this machine. Long-term stats, 145%. It's paid out £1,916. It's taken £1,320. It's paid out to the players a net total of 596 quid. So you can see here, it's got absolutely no fucking idea what's going on. It just keeps giving us wins out of that bust pot, and the current pot remains super happy. So with that side of things done, what I guess we should do is maybe just play down the happiness of the current game and just see what, of course, one of these things normally does once you take a little bit of value out of the game and indeed out of the current pot. So we should still, I was over £200 in profit there, but I think on the real thing, the thing to do before you left would be to just take that happiness out of the current pot, because it represents some extra profit. Okay, I was just about to say, I had a game over feel to it. So we'll just see if we can get one of those decent games out of the actual normal game here. Does just seem to be doing one of its little things here where it takes...
Unlucky.
Ooh, a swap. That's not what we want.
Hello.
Oh, so we've definitely got to bank it there because we've got to slow down, but we haven't... Where's my game? Give me a game. Oh, it's absolutely gonna go to a question mark here, isn't it? Yeah, and that's that. Why do you want to do that, you fucker? Okay. Game should come back very short. There we are. Doesn't take long. It's almost, I don't know, there's like a little bit of residual value comes out the current game or something. It's hard to explain. I haven't quite fully got my head around it, but you can see there it's getting back up to happiness pretty quickly. Oh, we haven't got our swap though. Not swap, bank it. We haven't got our bank it. Ah!
Bad news.
But there, and straight back in. Bear in mind, I could have walked already at £201 profit. We just need to get that banker, and we'll take a game out the current pot. Swap, no good, no good. No, it's going to have me again here, I think, isn't it? Yeah! Da da da. High low to go, that's going to lose. Straight back into the game. No, there are some parameters that it feels like it, I don't know, it just can't escape. Like I want to fuck you off on a certain number of boards, or some gambles are going to lose, I don't know. But see there, we're straight back to double dealing. We just need to hit. It's not quite wanting to hit the... That's going to die.
Total disaster.
That's the issue. We're not hitting the bonus at this point. That may just come... I was about to say, that may just come straight in there. There we are. There's the deal or no deal.
I think you are...
Oh, and there we are. Now that'll come out. And that comes out of that's a way to finish, isn't it? He just tipped over. I did say it will eventually tip over into a jackpot board. What a way to finish. Let's have our mega streak. Mega streak, please, no. There we are. So that is going to make a really juicy profit, isn't it? I would have just taken a bit of some sort of normal value out there, but we'll have a final 70. Will it go past? The current pot should be pretty happy. Oh, it's gone past. It's gone past. Fucking hell, there's going to be a big take out of this. Oh my god, the profits. Oh dear, Bellfruit, you fucked this one up, didn't you? Deary, deary me, look at that. Oh, is it a 140? Is it a 140? It's a 140. Fucking hell. We've got to put a credit in. Is it going to go on? No. God almighty. Right, let's collect that out. That was... Okay, I did say, yes, it will... The base game is going to get happy enough to give you a jackpot, but we did just tip over into a go all the way there. Let's have it out and then look at the numbers. Well, there you go, folks. The numbers do not lie. In about an hour of play, that is £314 of profit out of a single £70 AWP that is now sitting at 152% payout. I mean, I don't want to get too soapboxy about it, not least because the second I got a bit of a clue and I knew how to play these compensated machines, I was out there every chance I got and was well and truly smashing the fuck out of them. This is not in any way a criticism of players. It is a criticism of the companies that kicked these things out and the regulatory authority that completely dropped the ball. And over many, many years, you could argue decades, these things never, ever worked properly. And I think that has been one of the most striking things for me ever since the dawn of fruit machine emulation back in 2001, when we all started to come together and talk about these things, and then information has come out over the years, and then as methods have become old news, they've then become, like able to be discussed in public. Things that were secrets became public knowledge. The one constant through all of that for me is how totally malfunctioning, for want of a better word, compensated machines have always been. I was on the wrong end of it for a decade during my darkest addiction years, when these things took me very close to death. I then got a little bit of an idea about them and got some payback, if you will. But even there, I'm very much aware of the fact that I was leaving in my wake the kind of machines that have been fucking me 2 and 5 and 10 years earlier. I think really the best answer to this is I'm glad they are dying. I am glad that compensated machines are not going to be with us anymore, because my take on this is nobody has ever really been able to do them properly. Videos like this, what I'm showing you here, is to me a very, very stark example of this, because this machine is in a state that you should not be able to get it in, and that no reasonable person coming up to this machine and playing it would expect it to be in. Irrespective of the fact it's compensated, the way that you can manipulate these things to do completely unnatural things that were not really designed in the code, but the code cannot account for it. And you saw it here, how it just keeps paying out. It's over percentage, but it keeps paying out. But it will now take back from somebody who doesn't know what they're doing when they come up to it next. So as much as I love these things in the emulator, particularly the older machines, I've got no great love for these fucking £70 abominations, 35 quid. Maybe once you get back to 25 and 15 and 10, but the machines that I really like are the £4.80 and £6 machines. But I have said before that even those are very, very bittersweet for me. I think the best place for these things is in the realm of emulation. These are brilliant to play in the emulator in a safe environment where nobody gets hurt and there is no real money on the line. As far as I am concerned, out in the real world, it is good riddance to bad rubbish that these compensated machines are dying out and they will soon be gone. But I want them to live forever in the realms of emulation, where we can enjoy them, we can kind of dissect them at our leisure. And like I say, no harm is done, because I can say for a fact, from the testimonies that we've had over the last 20 years on the various Fruit Machine emulation forums, that a lot of people got very, very badly hurt by compensated Fruit Machines, myself included. And when I do things like this here for my videos, I'm like, what the fuck? How did you fuck this up so badly? This is shocking. This should not be possible. So on balance, I will not mourn the passing of deal or no deal compensated Fruit Machines from the public domain. May they always live on in the emulator, but may they never darken pubs or arcades ever again. Sorry, I got a bit soapboxy again. With that, I will wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch up with you next time. But for now, it is goodbye.